So in this video, I want to talk about this WPA supplicant program. So you can read more about WPA supplicant program in this wiki page. But basically, this is the program that is running in the Wi-Fi client, like the laptop, and then negotiate with the access point to get on the wireless network. So you can do WPA, PSK, and then WPA2 PSK, even WPA3 as well, and then it also can do the 802.1x authentication with a radius server. So to install the WPA supplicant in the Linux system, so this is the command that you have to execute. So just I'm gonna copy this command, and then this is the Linux Ubuntu 20.04 that I prepared for this demonstration. So just to install this program, I'm gonna run. This program is already installed in my system, so this is why you see this message. And once the installation is done, then basically you are gonna see the 4 programs in here. The first program is a WPA supplicant program in here. So basically this is the program that is actually implementing WPA supplicant functionality in WPA process. And the second program that you are gonna see is a WPA CLI program. So this is more like a front-end program for the WPA supplicant. And with the WPA CLI program, actually you can interact with the WPA supplicant program. You can check a current status, and then also you can apply the configuration change on the fly. So in today's demonstration, mainly I'm gonna play with a WPA supplicant and then WPA CLI program. And the third program that you are gonna see is WPA underscore action. So this is basically a bunch of the functions in the shell script. So the purpose of this the shell script is when WPA CLI is receiving some kind of the event, then it is gonna use those those functions in this shell script. The last one is WP underscore passphrase. So this is just a small utility to generate encrypted pre-shared key from the plain text. But for this demonstration, just I'm going to use plain text the password instead of encrypted password. So to start, once the installation is done, to start the WPA supplicant program, you are gonna have to create a simple configuration file, because when you run the when you start the WPA supplicant, one of the option that you have to pass is this configuration file. So if I check my configuration file right now, then basically there is nothing except only only this line. So basically I don't have any Wi-Fi network that is already saved. So because I want to start from the from the clean slate, from the clean state. And then this line control interface is needed so that WPA CLI this program can communicate with a WPA supplicant program. So technically speaking, when WPA supplicant is running, it is gonna create Unix domain socket and listen on this control interface, and then WPA CLI program will communicate with the WPA supplicant program through this control interface for the interprocess communication. So this is the command to start the WPA supplicant. So this is the command to start without any debug message. But for today's demonstration, I'm gonna start the program with a debug message enabled right now. So if I check my interface in here, so I have this is the network interface that I'm SSHing into this Linux box, for this demonstration. And then there is a one wireless interface in here. So I'm going to use this interface as a Wi-Fi client interface to associate with the access point that I prepared for this demonstration. So as you can see, there is only one Wi-Fi interface in here. And if I check its capability, so actually this is a Wi-Fi 6 capable USB client. You can tell that from this HE, the element in here, high efficiency element in here. So it is it is capable of HT, high throughput, which is 802.11n, and then it is also capable of VHT, which is 802.11ac, and then HE, which is 802.11ax or Wi-Fi 6. Okay, so just I'm gonna start my WPA supplicant program right now. So once it's started, then now you can interact with this WPA supplicant program using WPA CLI. So as I mentioned, this is the program to interact with WPA supplicant through this control interface. So the first command, so I listed up a couple of the useful commands in here. By the way, all this this document will be available in the Git repository, so that you don't have to remember this. So the first command is checking WPA status in here. So I'm gonna check the status, and okay. Yeah, so it took some time. I don't know what happened. There must be some network connection issue, I guess. So as you can see, it is in disconnected state right now. It is not associated with any access point. And the next command is to control the debug message level. So already I started WPA supplicant with a debug message enabled, so that I'm gonna skip this one. And then this is the command to list currently known network for the WPA supplicant. And then as you can see, there is no known network in here because I started from empty configuration file, right? And so now we are gonna scan the environment, the neighbors, to find out all the SSIDs which is within the reach. So the command to scan the access point is this command, and so it says that it's okay. And then right now it says that it received the scan request, and then it is scanning, and then I believe it is done. And to see the scan result, this is the command the command. So all these access points are available. All these access points are around this Wi-Fi client right now. And the access point that I prepared for this demonstration is this test SSID. By the way, you can also tell that this access point has WPS enabled as well. So later on we are gonna try WPS pairing as well with a WPA CLI. Okay, so now if you see this SSID that you want to associate, then you are going to have to add this network. Basically you are registering this network in WPA supplicant program, so that it knows the information about this SSID and then the password. So this is once you execute this command, then it is gonna return the index number, and then you have to use this index number to configure SSID and password. So just for the simplicity to save some time, I'm gonna just copy and paste the command in here. So I just set use SSID and password. So for some so to set the SSID and password, I use the two double quotation in here with the backslash, the escape the character. So this is something to do with how this argument is passed around in the this program and then to the WPA supplicant. So this is not really our focus. So to set SSID and password, just use two double quotation and then backslash the escape character. And so now we configure the SSID and password that we are trying to associate. And then next, what you have to do is you have to enable this network. So once you enable this network, then what is going to happen is a WPA supplicant will scan the environment and then try to find this SSID. If it is found, then it is going to try to associate with this SSID given the pre-shared key. So let's see. So now it is scanning the environment, and then it should see this SSID. I think something is happening. As you can see, it is authenticated and then success. So I believe it is already associated right now. So let's check the status right now. Now as you can see, so we didn't see this information before, right? So now it is associated with this test underscore SSID. And then Wi-Fi generation is Wi-Fi 6. By the way, I mean my Wi-Fi, the access point is also Wi-Fi 6 capable. So it is completed, and then yeah. So this is the access point. This is the access point SSID. Okay. So this is how you can associate with access point using WPA supplicant. And then to disconnect it, you can disconnect like this. So if you check the status, then now it is in disconnected state, right? And then to reassociate, then you can reassociate. And if you check the status, then scanning, still scanning. Okay, it is already completed, and then it is associated with this access point, right? So that's how you can associate with the access point using WPA supplicant. But also you can use the WPS PBS the method to associate with access point. If you remember, our Wi-Fi access point has a WPS enabled, so that from the client we can trigger WPS PBC, and then we can we can press the button on the access point to pair with a client. So that's how WPS works. So press the WPS button on one end, like in the client or server, and then just press the WPS button on the other end within like 2 minutes. That's how you pair client and then the Wi-Fi client and then access point. So I'm gonna trigger WPS from the client side using this command. Note right now it is okay, it is in associated state, so I'm gonna disconnect. So okay, now it is in disconnected state, so I'm gonna now trigger WPS from the client side, and then so you can't really see, but from the access point I'm gonna press WPS button. So if you check that the client status right now, so it is scanning right now. It is looking for the access point which has the WPS triggered right now. So I'm gonna trigger right now, and then I just press the WPS button on access point, and let's see. Okay, already it is associated, and then again it is scanning. Okay, it is completed right now. So Yeah, so that's how you can associate with the access point using WPS PBC using WPA supplicant program. So right now I'm associated with an access point, but still I don't have any IP address. That's because that's a two separate process. So Wi-Fi association is a first step, and then the second step is the DHCP, the process to get an IP address, but they are not really related. That's a independent process. So usually this happens automatically, but in our case, we are doing all of this manually. So we just associated with a access point, and then now we have a wireless connection, and then I'm gonna trigger DHCP client program manually from my Wi-Fi client. So that the command to do that is so this one. So basically I'm triggering DHCP client program on wireless interface and then trying to get an IP address from my access point. And if I check now, okay, now I got an IP address, and then my access point is 192.168.1.1. So now I'm be able to ping, right?